It's been almost 2 years since Russia invaded Ukraine and that war began. This became the largest attack on Europe since World War II.
As the war continues, a local group called Rescue 82 has made several trips to take aid to the war-torn country. Cornelia Nicholson has the story.
Rescue 82 is a group of first responders, veterans, and volunteers using their skills to help those suffering in the middle of war. This March, they're headed back to Ukraine for their 7th relief mission.
Ukrainians throughout the country are under the threat of a missile attack at any point in time.
Jeremiah Cook founded Rescue 82 when the war in Ukraine began. He says they were in the country just 30 days after the full-scale invasion by Russia in 2022.
A lot of those villages were completely destroyed, or 90% of the houses were heavily damaged.
Cook and his team brought food, first aid kits, and other essentials to families in Ukraine.
We had one trip where we delivered a lot of firewood so that they would have a way to stay warm for the winter, since the electricity was very intermittent.
Nearly 2 years later, Cook says Ukrainian people are still suffering.
And many of them have tried to move back into their neighborhoods because, as you know, most people want to go home eventually, but they live under the constant threat of an attack.
That's why this March, Cook says Rescue 82 will embark on their 7th relief mission to Ukraine. He says this trip will consist of 3 people from the Chattanooga Police Department, an Air Force veteran, and a Macaulay graduate.
This time we're excited to get to see our same friends and pastors that we've made over the last 2 years, get to interact with them, and go to some of the same villages to see how they're progressing as they try to rebuild, and see what opportunities come up for us to try to help while we're there.
Cook says seeing firsthand how people in Ukraine live puts the way we live in America in perspective. Well, the Senate has passed a bill that would send $95 billion in aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Cook says the need is so vast, there are still people who are going to be in need no matter how much the government gives.
We've loved how we've been able to get right down into the villages and spend time in the homes, spend the night in people's homes that have rebuilt. Any help is beneficial, but we want to go help even if we can help just one person.
Rescue 82 is raising funds for first aid kits to take with them and for food and supplies while they're in Ukraine. If you want to help out raising funds or you want to be a part of the next mission, we have the information for you over on our website. For Local 3 News, I'm Cornelia Nicholson.